Most white people don't know any black people. And the only black people they know are like us, and they don't really consider us black.
Okay, tell me more.
And then black people don't even really consider us black.
Yeah.
So the worst thing you can say to me is, you're not like the rest of them.
I know.
Or but you're not one of those guys.
Yeah. Peace. It's your girl T Speaks. I'm here at the Brickhouse in Oak Park, Sacramento, California. I'm here with Brother Kareem Daniels. And go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining me, by
Thanks
the
for
way.
having me.
Yeah. My life's mission is to help heal the Black community, one interview at a time. So tell me a little bit about you. Tell me like where you grew up and about your mission. Just anything you want to tell us.
My name is Kareem Daniels. I'm from a small town in North Carolina. I actually grew up on an old tobacco plantation.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. Now we gotta talk.
They still got the sign up that says Grimes Land, plantation of General Brian Grimes.
Really?
So yeah, so they still haven't figured out that they should be ashamed of the fact that he was on the plantation.
Oh my gosh.
It's true. We see. I grew up in the country, like you don't know country like I know country.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have running water till I was 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We can't even think of anything like that right now.
Yeah. It's like no running water till I was 12. We used to have cut firewood.
Oh my gosh.
So, you would see those old movies where you had to wait and stay in bed until somebody made the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had to make the fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so how'd you end up out here in California?
The only work that we had when I was a kid was factory work and farm work. So I didn't want to do either one of those. I spent enough time between rows as a kid to be like, I don't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah.
And
it's fine if you curse. If I don't curse,
okay.
I can't curse.
Okay. So I joined the military, left, and I go back to visit, but I wasn't going back to stay.
Yeah.
So I got out of the military, tried a bunch of different things. Right now, I'm currently doing photography. I also do comedy and poetry.
Nice.
So I'm doing a photo exhibition on Black fathers called The Invisible Man, Reclaiming the Image of the Black Father.
Yes. Tell us more about that. Like, how did that come about?
So I was a foster kid, but I was in a black foster care system, which means you never get in the system. They just pass you around from family member to family member.
Yeah.
And they only keep you as long as they got patients. And if they don't get a check, 2 years is about as long as they'll.
2 years.
2 years is about when the patients wears thin.
Yeah.
So I lived with about 6 different some relatives.
Yeah.
The last people I lived with were my friend's family in high school. His parents used to see me walking up and down the road, so they decided that they should do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I had the system worked out.
The system worked out.
Well, the way things worked, I lived with my grandmother. My grandmother was an alcoholic. So, grandma didn't cook often. And if she did, you couldn't let her cook at home by herself if she'd been drinking, because she would fall asleep and
that was it.
it'd go left.
Yeah.
So I would have to get off the bus at somebody's house, have dinner at their house, and then walk home along the railroad tracks to go home.
Yeah.
But you couldn't eat at somebody's house 2 nights in a row because it would get tired of you quick. So you had to kind of break it up.
Yeah.
So generally they would see me after I had got my meal for the night and I was on my way home, or on my way to the railroad tracks to walk about 2 miles home. Yeah. But in that process, and then when I got to Sacramento, I met a couple, actually a lady at the bank who had a younger son who had the same name as me.
Okay.
And so she kind of adopted me there and kind of to be a mentor to him, but now it's like 20-something years later. So she's my mom at this point.
It's like family.
Yeah. And actually I spent more time with her than I have my biological family at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that story. But as I got older, I did some work on myself on healing, and in that process, I got to understand my father better and why he was the way he was. And then looking back on things, I started to look at the men in those homes a little different. But so I wanted to do something to pay homage to them.
Yeah.
And so that's where.
So you started reclaiming the image.
So I started reclaiming the image.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it was I would look on my Facebook timeline and I would see my younger cousins and nephews with their kids, and actually my brothers with their kids. And I was like, well, I would do comedy shows, and the joke would be, oh, well, you know, you're black, do you know your daddy? You're like, yeah.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, but that would be but it's true. It's true. The joke was, you know, if you're black, you don't know who your father is. And I was like, well, wait a minute. 95% of the people I know who their daddy is or know him.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking back about my own life, and you know, even the homes I lived in.
So bad.
I lived in 6 different homes.
Yeah.
All of them had fathers in them.
Yeah.
They actually ran the gamut of black fathers.
Okay.
So, you know, from the father
Different types.
the different types. So from the father who worked a lot, came home, gave mom money and went to sleep, or went to the juke joint for the weekend and came back and went back to work.
Yeah.
To the one that was engaged, that taught all the kids on the street how to play basketball, how to throw baseball, how to throw football, how to shoot, like, so all of those things. So I've seen the gamut of the black father.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to show that not only there is a gamut of what they are, but they actually do exist.
I'm so glad that you said that, which is really in alignment with my mission, because I started understanding the black experience. First, it was understanding the black man, because I myself didn't grow up with a father, and I'm black, which is why I was laughing at your joke, because it's so funny. But it's like, I wanted to change the way that black people were viewed in social media. You know what I'm saying? Because like all we really see is like the love and hip hop stars and the athletes, or you're a drug dealer, or or you're like the business guy with the Gucci, and you're just like off-fly. Like there's different types of black people. And the normal, I don't want to say normal, but I'm just gonna say what I want to say. Like the normal people that we really don't even shine a positive light on, those are the ones that are getting looked over.
Yeah. So, as I told you, I said most white people don't know any black people. And the only black people that they know are like us, and they don't really consider us black.
Okay, tell me more.
And then black people don't even really consider us black.
Yeah.
So the worst thing you can say to me is, you're not like the rest of them.
I know.
Or but you're not one of those guys.
Yeah.
Or you're one of the good ones. Yeah, no, that's the most racist shit you can say.
It is.
Yeah. So, but like I said, so we don't even consider us black. So everything that we consider black is almost a negative. And so because we never account for people like us, or quote unquote regular people, the pendulum on them never moves back to the middle.
Right.
So it's always ticked on every negative stereotype that is as being black.
Yeah.
And we need to, so not only do we need to reclaim that from them, but we need to reclaim that for ourselves.
Yeah.
They say the broken windows theory would work better if you had just fixed the windows. So that means if you just give us a better role model or something to live up to, then that'll be a change that isn't something that you can quote unquote give something to black people, like a thing, but it's a thing that changes the dynamic. And we don't really understand how images and media play in shaping the narrative, and how that shapes how we think we're supposed to be about, how we actually think we're supposed to be with your name. Your name is supposed to be a name that you're supposed to be something that you should live up to. And we're not we need to get back to where we create a narrative that we should be living up to as opposed to living down to.
Which is what we're kind of doing.
That's what we're trying. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what constitutes, what makes a toxic relationship, and why do you think people stay in a toxic relationship for so long, knowing that it's bad for them?
People go to their comfort level. So we'll stick with something because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And even if it's bad for you,
Yeah.
because we know it. It's the unknown. We're more afraid of the unknown than we are of the known.
Yeah.
So during my lifetime, and I'm getting a little older here, I've met women who have been in toxic relationships to the point where if you're nice to them, they're more afraid of you than they are the guy that they know is going to whoop their behind.
Yeah.
And it's a comfort level with what you know.
Yeah.
And if you've never really been through anything, then you don't really understand the depths of what people can adapt to.
Facts. That is so facts.
Because I've been through the gamut of things
Yeah.
that as a person that you can go through.
Yeah.
I try not to be as quick to judge people because I'm like, okay, they could really be going through. I was like 7 and I walked in and my uncle was choking my grandmother.
Oh my God.
And I had to pull him off of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my grandmother and her sister couldn't read or write. So from the time that from the time they taught me in school what money was and how
Right.
things worked, I was the person running those things.
Yeah.
So, and my grandmother, my uncle, they both drank. I'm actually working on a thing called Raising Addicts.
Raising addicts.
Yeah.
What is that? Tell us about that.
So Raising Addicts is,
Wow.
so when you're raising addicts, there are a couple of things that you need to know. So one, you need to find always have a soft place for them to land. And 2, you can't change people.
You can't. Not at all.
Not at all. At
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, you find the person in the position that they are, either they want to change
Right.
and you can do something to help them in that process, or sometimes you have to be like, I love you, but I got to love you from here because I love me more, and you got to press on.
Right.
And, pray to whoever you pray to that
Yeah.
they'll be taken
What
care
type
of.
of work did you do, Brother Kareem, to help you heal yourself? Because I'm also in that space of healing from past traumas, but
So, people make fun of Ayanla.
yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but in the process, I've read some of her books and applied. So not just read, but applied some of the things that she talked about. I did a lot of reading. I started doing Tai Chi when I was about 24.
Okay.
So that's like meditation in motion. So
Yeah.
Tai Chi, the meditation, journaling.
Yes.
One of the ways I was able to forgive my father
Yeah.
was one Saturday morning I woke up and I started journaling, but I didn't write from my perspective. I wrote from his perspective.
That's powerful.
So
What did that do for you to write from his perspective? How did that?
it gave me a totally different understanding of him.
Yeah.
Because, and the other thing was it made me realize that our lives had run parallel.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that he told me later was that he never really worried about me because he always knew I would figure it out. Where my brother and sister, he wasn't quite so sure. Things that happens with the universe or your ancestors. So me and my grandmother drank for 70 years. I want to say 70 years.
Wow. It's a long time.
And I don't mean like she had a sip. I mean, we would go cash her Social Security check. We would go grocery shopping. We would stop to the liquor store. We would buy her a gallon of vodka.
Yeah. That was like her thing.
That was her thing.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the good gallon of vodka would last her to the month. Usually it was about 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
And then, we would, and then, so I would have to kind of look out for her with that. But that's who he was raised by, partly. And so there's a Ving Rhames movie called Animal where in the movie the mom's leaving and he wants to go with her and she's not, and you see the kid crying wanting to go with her. Well, that was my father.
Yeah.
And so in writing
Yeah.
about him that day, that was one of the things that came to me. And one of the things I realized then was that my uncle, which was his brother, who was his older brother, was also an alcoholic. And so once he became old enough, he ended up pretty much raising the two of them.
Wow.
So he would have to take care of them, and then he would have to, my uncle would be either in and out of jail or in and out of facilities. And so he would be the person who had to run up and down the road to.
So how do you take care of yourself now? Because you were taking care of a lot of people at a young age.
Yeah, so now I put me first.
Hell yeah.
And that's not, okay, people out there, putting yourself first is not selfish. It is what will save your sanity in your life. You're only as responsible to the next person as they are to themselves. So that means that there's a person that you can help, you help that person, but if that person's not willing to help themselves, you gotta leave them where they are.
Yeah.
So me and my father were able to heal our relationship, but part of that was he did work on himself.
He did work, and you did work on yourself.
Yeah, he did work on himself, and I did work on myself.
Okay.
And so we were able to meet, and actually, in me getting that understanding of him having raised his his mother and his brother, I was able to share that with him, and he was able to accept that.
Right.
And for him, that was something that clicked the switch on for him that helped him in his healing process.
Where can people find you?
I am on Facebook as Kareem J. Daniels. Also, it's Reclaiming the Image.black on Facebook. That'll be the website that eventually all of the photography and videos will move to. And then on Instagram, I am the Tao of CAD. That's Tao of KAD, and that means Tao means the way.
The way.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar,
No.
it's Taoism is a Chinese philosophy, way of life
Way of life.
that I embraced when I was about 18. There's a book called The Tao Te Ching. I read it, all of the bells and whistles went off, and I'm like, this is what I was looking for. And so you don't have to be a specific religion to read it, understand it, practice it. But that was the thing that kind of was like, okay. And that was the thing that helped open me up to the journey for healing.
Yeah.
And then actually they use it with a lot of the 12-step programs. They use it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's the second most translated book in the world to the Bible.
Really?
Yeah.
You have any events coming up?
Photo exhibition starts May 31st. It's called The Invisible Man, Reclaiming the Image of the Black Father. It'll be here at the Brickhouse Art Gallery at 3627 36th Street? Oh no, 2837 36th Street. In historic Oak Park, as we saw, across the street from what used to be the Oak Park Brewing Company.
Nice. And show us your painting or your...
Oh, and then this is one of the photographs from the project. This is my friend Imhotep Akinbala and his son Ra.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Be sure everybody to check out his exhibit coming up on May 31st.
Yes,
Yep.
May 31st through the month of June.
Through the whole month of June. I'll be sure to leave his contact info at the bottom of this video. Be sure to like, comment, and share and subscribe. Thanks all for joining us for another episode of Understanding the Black Experience. Till next time, T Speaks. Kareem. Bye.